Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the Fat Katz Podcast, episode 64. The boys are getting wiser and getting a lot more experience. But Cam, before I do introduce you, brother, I want to ask you: do you smell what's in the air?
Smells like 2 days. Smells like early mornings,
Smells like
late
football
nights.
is back, my friend.
Oh yeah.
Football is back. If anybody, ladies and gentlemen, if anybody's been watching ESPN lately, all you're hearing is training camp. NFL training camp is back. And another story too, which is so cool to hear. In 1 month from today, Cam, we are kicking off college football. So,
Heck yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, don't blink or don't blink. According to Kenny Chesney, football season's right around the corner. But big dog, Cam, how you living, brother? How you doing?
Doing well, man. Excited to get into episode 64 here. We got a lot of good stuff. But you talk about camp, man. I see all these guys holding out for new contracts and stuff. I just look back at high school and I'm like, man, I wish I could have held out of a few of Brian Hill's mini camps at Butler High School because, man, those were brutal. And all you high school football players out there, man, get ready and college football players, get ready because training camp is one of the hardest times to be a football player. I
believe fall camp for NC State either starts today or it starts tomorrow.
Yep.
I know we're back, dude. High school football fall camp starts August 1st, or starts next week. But ladies and gentlemen, we're back, man. I don't know anything about North Carolina high school football. I don't know who's supposed to be good, who's not supposed to be good this year. I have not followed it, but I just moved to a new part of town, so I might have to go see what the local schools are all about. Because Wake Forest is a little far from me now, but I'm excited, man. You know, football is the best sport. I think everybody can agree. Football is the number one sport there is, and don't get me wrong. Me and Cam, I can speak for both of us. Big UFC fans, big college basketball fans, but dude, there's nothing like Saturday and Sunday afternoon football.
And when we get, I mean, it's a far way out when you think about it, but it's really not. When you get to October and November, and you got Monday Night Football, you got Maction Tuesday and Wednesday, you got Thursday Night Football, you got high school football on Friday, you got college football Saturday, and then NFL Sunday. It's the best time of the year. And
best time of the
I
year,
cannot
dude.
wait.
Best time of the year.
Super excited, man. Football season officially back. I'll say it's officially back because this is when, I mean, obviously we're in talking season, all that. We've talked about it, but this is when football starts for the real footballers. So super excited. We do have a really cool show this week for you guys. First favorite and forgotten, how we start off every show. Full plate, empty stomach. We have a question of the week. Memory lane is back. We got a few stories, a little bit of golf, a lot of football, a little bit of basketball. UFC 304 is this weekend, so we're going to preview the last 3 fights on that card. Pet peeve of the week is back, and then taking a break on Odd Man Out Trivia because I didn't have time to come up with one this week.
Yeah, so, no problem at all, Cam. No problem at all.
Ward, I do want to remind everybody before we get into it, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. If you're here, you already know that. Be a friend, tell a friend, comment, like, subscribe. Let us know what you think. Find us on Instagram and TikTok at Fat Katz Pod. Ward, yeah, let's get into it, man.
Hey, Cam, real quick, while you were talking about social media, did we do where were you moments 2 weeks ago or last week? I don't remember.
Last week.
Did we have any comments about where were we for certain situations?
I think the only one that I saw was I think somebody asked you where you were when Justin Alfred asked you where you were.
Oh, yeah. I saw that one. Justin got joked. So, yeah, NC State, Clemson, I believe that was, 2015, 16? Yeah, I was sitting on my buddy's couch, and I was heartbroken. I can't say on air what I was really saying, or what I was really thinking, because I don't want to get us in trouble. But, yeah, man, I was not happy. So, but yeah, Cam, I will go ahead and jump into it really quick. Oh, one more thing. I have another question. Somebody asked me why we haven't made a Twitter. We ought to do that, an X.
Yeah, only reason I haven't is, I mean, I don't know.
Apparently, that's how podcasts blow up, from what I've heard.
Okay, I mean, we can start one for sure. I didn't know. I didn't know if that was a big deal in the podcast community or not. I don't see many podcasts.
Beats me, brother. I don't get on X much, or I keep calling it X. I don't get on Twitter much, but yeah, man. Anyway, Cam, let me go ahead and kick us off. First favorite forgotten, Cam. First 64 that came to mind, and this is another number that is a little bit hard. 64, Tyler Motte. Anybody's ever heard of this guy? If anybody has ever played EA Sports NHL, this guy has played for every single team. He's always like an 85, 86 overall, so he's not like top of the line, but he's not like bad. He's always pretty good. But so anyway, yeah, Tyler Motte, first 64 that came to mind.
I like it. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who that is. Not a big hockey guy. First guy that came to mind for me was Richie Incognito, one of the nastiest dudes to ever play the offensive line. And we're going to keep it in offensive line today again with 64. But Richie Incognito, man, one of the best guards of all time. Probably the nastiest football player of all time. And,
yeah, you want to talk about mean, big, nasty. Look nowhere any further than Richie Incognito. You want to see a staple of an offensive lineman. Look at that guy. I know he was a stud on the Dolphins, stud on the Raiders. Who else did he play for, Cam?
He played for a lot of teams. I don't have the list in front of me, but
Richie Incognito, he did have some allegation stuff that went on about him, or some stuff he got in trouble for. But anyway, he's a stud on the football field. I'll give him that. But anyway, Cam, favorite 64, Randall McDaniel. Sorry, the name was kind of a tongue twister for a minute. But he is in the NFL Hall of Fame, a stud offensive guard for they were the Los Angeles Rams at that point. I was thinking they were St. Louis or Los Angeles, but they were Los Angeles. So Randall McDaniel, 64, favorite 64.
You really had to dive deep for that one, didn't you?
I just looked up famous athletes who wear 64. He's the first person to pop up.
There you go. My favorite, even though he plays for a division rival now, is Tyler Linderbaum, the center for the Ravens. One of my favorite centers I've ever scouted coming out of college. He went to Iowa, probably second. My second favorite center to watch. But
who does he play for now?
Plays for the Ravens.
Okay.
Which weird that he's my favorite, but he is. Still like him. And me and Novak have a running joke that every time me and him fall in love with a prospect, the Ravens take him like 2 picks before the Steelers. So Tyler Linderbaum, awesome center. One of my favorite to do it right now. One of my favorite I've ever scouted. So therefore, he's my favorite number 64.
Good pool, Cam. My good pool. So my forgotten this week, Cam, got kind of an interesting one. So my forgotten is going to be the USA. So a lot of people forget this. 1964, Cam, a long time before both me and you were thought about. Our parents were thought about at this point. But yeah, our parents weren't even made yet at this point, I don't think. But anyway, 1964, USA kicked the Soviet Union's ass in the 1964 Olympics, and we took home the most gold medals out of every other country. Soviet Union came in second. So USA, people forgot we won the 1964 Olympics. So yeah, Cam, throwing that one out there.
Yeah, man, USA in this though, even in 1964. Come on. I like it. My forgotten, Mason Cole. He played center for the Steelers for the past 2 seasons. I still remember him. I wish I could forget him. He was so bad.
Who did he play for, Cam? You cut out. I'm sorry.
He played for the Steelers the past 2 seasons.
Okay.
Yeah. He was the starting center. He wore 64 in Tampa, but he was awful for us. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to forget him. That's why I added him to our forgotten here.
That's awesome. Heck yeah.
Moving on. Full plate, empty stomach is back. I think this will be the last time I explain it. I think everybody knows what it is, but
yeah.
Full plate, somebody who had a good week in sport. Empty stomach, somebody who had a bad week in sports. So, Ward, go ahead and kick us off, brother.
Cool. Cam, let me kick us off. I'm going to start us off with both of our alumni, WCU football. The boys are supposed to be really good this year, man. We're preseason ranked, I believe, 16th or 17th. And anyway, the Southern Conference came out with their preseason all-conference list today for first and second team. And I believe, Cam, you're going to have to quote me on this, or you're going to have to fact check me. I believe we had 5 guys on the first team all SoCon preseason poll, which is awesome. I know we had both a quarterback, a wide receiver, offensive lineman that we were next door neighbors to in college, Blake Whitmore. We had a defensive lineman and
cornerback, right?
I didn't even say. I thought I said quarterback. Holy crap!
No, cornerback.
Cornerback. Yeah. So, and that's just first team. We have a bunch of second teamers too. So, WCU was struggling when we were there, but it seems like the boys got something. Coach Bell has something going on, and really excited in a month and 3 days from today when that purple and gold is going to fill up Carter Finley Stadium and take the boys into a deep realm that they've never been to before. So anyway, go Cats and go WCU football.
Yeah, man. When Bell took over that program, it was as far in the gutter as you could get.
Yeah.
And to watch him rebuild it in 3 years, we'll say 3 years with last year, and now going into his 4th year, being a ranked football team, pretty awesome.
Crazy thing is, too, dude, the OC at Western, Coach Bell's son, we didn't even talk about this. He got the OC job at Pittsburgh. Do you know that?
I did not know that. Yeah. That's awesome.
It was a while ago. It was a couple months ago, but he took over as the OC at Pittsburgh, which is kind of cool.
Ward, do you remember when that coaching search was going on?
Larry Fedora was the favorite to be the Western Carolina head coach. I remember he came on a visit. Him and Matt McKay. I don't even remember Matt McKay, NC State's old starting quarterback, were there on the same day. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Everybody was talking. That was the talk around town, dude. Fedora. I was like, we do not want his shitty ass here. Send him somewhere else.
Well, if you remember, too, like when we were in high school, the big deal was if Fedora came to your high school in the chopper.
He lands that damn private air or helicopter on the baseball field. Dude, our athletic director, he came to one of our games and they had just redone our baseball field and he landed that helicopter. Dude, our athletic director was livid, man. Livid. What are you gonna do? It is Larry Fedora. He's coming to recruit our guys. But yeah, how that ended up going for him. His ass got canned.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Like you go from flying the chopper every Friday night to your number one recruit's high school game to I mean, I love Coley, I love Silva, man, but that Chapel Hill to Silva, North Carolina, and trying to recruit Silva, North Carolina, probably was different of a challenge.
Good luck.
I think it all worked out for the Catamounts though. My full plate this week, Ward, is NCAA recruiting coordinators. I don't know if you saw this, but football teams got 20 more scholarships, baseball teams got 2 more scholarships, and a few more sports got some more scholarships. So recruiting coordinators not going to be able to have to, deal with the line of who's a take, who's not. They're going to have a lot more leeway to figure out who. And the transfer portal is probably going to be even more nuts because there's going to be a lot of kids that get that, 85th or 105th scholarship on football and figure out real quick that they're not going to play for about 5 years and they're going to get up out of there. So
yeah, dude, that is interesting. Also, too, from the walk-on perspective, you're going to see a lot more guys that would be walk-ons that do have that price tag on their head. So pretty cool to hear about that. I didn't know about that. Cam, you're also going to have to fact check me on this. What is the goofy looking dude on SEC Network that runs that show? Him. Paul. I don't know if you saw the Lane Kiffin stuff, dude. Lane Kiffin kept the receipts. It's freaking awesome. I'm also giving a full plate to Lane Kiffin this week. He went on Paul's show live on SEC Network in front of the whole world and shit on him for talking about how he was saying that I don't know the exact context, but I do know he said something in regards to Lane Kiffin was a phony coach or something like that, or I don't know exactly what he said. And he was like, yeah, we know we're projected to be in the college football playoff, number 1 recruiting class. Are you sure on this? I was like, that's pretty cool. Good for him. So
the context behind that, Lane was at Southern Cal, which was his second job after the Raiders gig. And this is the job where he got fired on the tarmac on the airplane. Paul Feinbaum was on ESPN, and I believe that the AD of the USC Trojans was on the line, and he basically said, you need to fire Lane Kiffin. He's a fraud. So Lane brought this up in front of Paul. Paul obviously starts stuttering. He gets very uncomfortable. He said, but I want to thank you, Paul, because without that, I wouldn't have got to coach for Coach Saban. I wouldn't be in college football playoff contention with the Ole Miss Rebels. So thank you for getting me fired at USC.
That's awesome.
But, yeah, Lane Kiffin, man, one thing about Lane, he's going to keep the receipts. And when he's on top of the hill, he's going to let you know that he's on top of the hill.
No doubt. And he's going to take cool pictures with recruits, too.
Yes. I love Lane Kiffin, by the way. He's one of my favorite coaches. He has been for a long time. Ever since he left Tennessee, he's been one of my favorite coaches.
Yeah.
My empty stomach this week, Ward, is going to be the women's USA basketball team. I don't know if you saw this weekend, but they lost to the WNBA All-Stars at All-Star Weekend. So Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, all those gals took down the women's Team USA in the All-Star Weekend for WNBA. So last time this did happen, though, was 4 years ago. They won gold in the Olympics, but losing to two rookies and the rest of the team that got left off Team USA, probably not the best look for the women's national team.
Yeah, no. Also, the men's national team isn't looking good, Cam. I don't know what the hell's going on. Basketball is our sport. You know, like you look at soccer. Soccer's not our sport. Football is our sport. You even look at like baseball is our sport, actually. But anyway, Cam, long story short, dude, you look at what we are doing in the Olympics. We should be beating these teams by 70, 80 points, but with the talent that we have. And what's the country that we almost lost to that I was just talking about?
South Sudan. USA was, they were 41 or 45-point favorites, and they won by 1 point.
By 1 point, just because South Sudan missed a last-second layup. So, good God, guys, you know, like if we lose, I mean, I know we then beat Germany after that, but yeah, I mean, I guess that's just a wake-up call that we needed. We still haven't lost. At the end of the day, a win is a win, no matter how ugly it is. But come on, guys, let's step it up.
Yeah, like you said, like this should be you look at the names on this roster, this should be one of the most dominant, since the Dream Team probably, or the Redeem Team, the most dominant USA basketball team in history. And we're beating South Sudan, led by Winnie Gabriel and JT Thor by 1 point. We're losing in the first half to Germany, led by Dennis Scrotum Schroeder.
Yeah.
Like, let's figure it out, guys. We've got 12 of the best, probably 18 players in the world, and we're barely scraping by in pool play. So hopefully they figure it out before they get to Paris, man, because that'd be quite it'd be a bad look. It'd be a black eye for Team USA for sure. And Steve Kerr. We're not talking about Steve Kerr enough. He's been the coach the past 2 years for Team USA, and they've been awful. So we got to talk about Steve Kerr. Is he even a good basketball coach?
Yeah, I mean, I would say he's a good basketball coach, but he's just beating around the bush. You know, like, I don't know. I mean, a win is a win at the end of the day, but the boys are not we're not playing to our potential, Cam. That's the word I was looking for.
Agreed. Ward, we move on to question of the week. This one isn't as deep as last week. We probably will bring back where were you when moments because there's so many.
Yeah.
Maybe when we have a slow week, we'll bring it back, and that'll be the line share of the podcast.
For football season, man. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, and we need to start doing some conference previews here pretty soon because it's sneaking up on us.
Let's do that next week. I'll make a note. Let's do that next week. We'll do Power 4 conference previews.
Love it. Ward, this week's question of the week: If you were guaranteed 6 championships for your favorite teams for the rest of your life, so the rest of your life, 100%, your favorite teams will win 6 championships, but you have to disperse those titles across your favorite teams, which teams would you give them to? I can answer first if I didn't frame that question.
Oh, no, I know exactly what it'd be. I would give NC State football has never won a national championship. I would give them 2. I would give we have 6, you said? I'm sorry.
Yeah, 6.
I would give NC State football 3. I would give the Washington Commanders 2. Technically, Washington Commanders haven't won one yet. So NC State 3, Commanders 2. NC State basketball has already won 2, so I would only give them 1.
Okay, I like it. For me, I would go UK basketball would get 3.
Okay.
That would tie us with UCLA most basketball championships in college basketball. I would give UK football 1 just because I love UK football. That one season.
I'll have already won 1. Bear Bryant
won 1 technically. That one gets this one will be, you can't dispute it. Undisputable college football championship. I'm going to give 1 to the football Cats, and then I'm going to give my remaining 2, if my math is correct, to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Reds, don't care. NBA, I don't have an NBA team, so don't care. So 2 to the Steelers, 1 to UK football, 3 to UK basketball.
Dude, the Steelers already have 6, bro. Give UK football some.
UK football just needs one, because I'll remember that one season for
you already got one.
No, I didn't see it. One. And two, every time you say that, somebody's like, well, they only won the Cotton Bowl. They beat the number 4 team in the nation in the Cotton Bowl.
National championship is national championship at the end of the
So my thing is, you get to watch UK football. That can carry you for the rest of your life. Like, you'll always remember watching a team that's not supposed to win a national championship. Kentucky football 10 years ago was maybe the worst Power 5 program in college football.
Yeah.
To go to win a national championship, you'll remember that for the rest of your life. When you think about the Steelers, like, they're so successful already, you have to add more. That's why Kentucky basketball got 3. They've already got 8.
Yeah.
I've seen one. I don't need to see another one, but you want to be at the pinnacle when you get to that point. So that's why I dispersed it that way.
Yeah. Interesting, Cam. I like it. I like your way of thinking.
I'm gonna go off on a whim here. I'm gonna say Justin Alford gives all 6 to Clemson football. I'm gonna say John Castello gives 1 to the Yankees, 4 to UNC football, and 1 to UNC basketball. And I'll say that Uncle Weezy will give 3 to the Jets.
The Jets. Jets.
Yeah, 1 to UK football, 2 to UK basketball. That's my guess.
A Jets fan.
So he loved Boomer Esiason, because when they lived in West Virginia, they only had 3 or 4 channels, whatever. So West Virginia closest team is Cincinnati. So he fell in love with those Cincinnati teams somehow. And Boomer Esiason, I think it was Boomer Esiason, I could be wrong. One of the players that he loved from the Bengals got traded to the Jets or signed with the Jets.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Makes sense.
But when you look at my uncles, my dad's a Steelers fan. My Uncle Ronnie is a Cowboys fan. My Uncle Eddie is the biggest bandwagon in sports history. So whoever wins the Super Bowl, that's his favorite team that year. My grandpa's the same way.
Uncle Eddie, that's hilarious.
Weezy is a Jets fan, and my Uncle Clint is a Steelers fan. So they're all spread out. Pawpaw didn't watch football a lot. He was a bandwagon. Whoever won, that was his favorite team. So for the longest, the 49ers were his favorite team.
That's hilarious, dude.
But when you grow up with 3 channels, you tend to cheer for who you get to watch.
Valid point. That's why my dad was a Redskins fan. Here they had the Steelers, the Redskins, and the Cowboys on cable every week. And the Redskins were really good at that point, so that's why I liked them. But
I love it. Ward, we're bringing it back. Memory lane.
Memory lane. I don't know. This week, Cam.
Yeah, if you don't know, 10 questions. If you get it right on the first one, you get 10 points, all the way down to 1 point. Ward, count right now, 29 Ward, 24 Cam. You're still in the driver's seat, so would you like to guess?
I wasn't prepared last week, and you were. So you get the first tee. You get to choose what you want to do.
I'll guess first.
Okay.
I've been historically bad at this, so let's get it out of the way.
Okay. Cool deal. Well, Cam, I got an individual that I thought of, and I'm curious if you're going to get this guy. I think you will, just from some of the hints. I have one hint that I think will really give this guy away. But anyway, Cam, this guy went to high school in Florida.
Oh, goodness. That's
10 points.
Let's go with Teddy Bridgewater.
Okay, not him. This guy is 5'10", 222 pounds.
Okay, so I'm automatically thinking running back. I do know that Maurice Jones-Drew is from Southern California, so it's not him. Small running back. Let's go Doug Martin, the muscle hamster.
Good guess, but no, not him. Cam, this guy went to Florida Atlantic University.
Okay.
It's two hint. This is when I said the hints are getting easy. Florida Atlantic University, and he was drafted.
Wait. Is it Devin Singletary?
It is not.
Okay.
But anyway, the hint was drafted in 2012 and went to Florida Atlantic University. But Cam, this is for 7 points. This guy was drafted in the 6th round.
Okay.
Of the 2012 NFL draft. 2012 in the NFL too.
Okay. Devin Singletary was my FAU guy. Like, that was the one guy I knew. Man, 2012 is a long time ago. I'm assuming he's probably still active, but maybe not. Mike Davis went to South Carolina, so it's not him. Man, this is tough. When you go FAU, man, you only have a select few names that you can really throw out there. Let's go with Ramondre Stevenson.
Not him. He's young, isn't he? I thought he's only been a year, a couple weeks. Anyway, Cam, this guy, his rookie year. So you got to think about it. He was drafted in 2012. His rookie year rushed for 1,600 yards and 15 touchdowns.
What in the world? Okay. I say this every episode. There's somebody screaming at the screen right now that I haven't gotten this yet. Would I know that this guy, should I know that this guy went to FAU? Can I ask that question?
You are a stats guy, so knowing you, I wouldn't have known, but you would probably know, yeah.
Well, obviously, I don't. So 2013, this guy ran for 1,600 yards. This isn't Alfred Morris, is it? This is
boom. There you go, Alfred Morris.
I did not know that he went to FAU.
Great pool. So you got 1, 10, 7, 6. So yeah, that was for 6 points. You got that one.
Are you sure that was only 4 hints? Are you sure?
No, that was 5 hints. I'm sorry, that was for 5 points. My bad. Okay. Cam, you shouldn't have said anything. You would have got an extra point.
Well, I want to make sure we stay semi, a little bit, because somebody would add that up, and then we would got,
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, Cam, great pool. My next thing was played for 5 teams, and then my number 7 was he has the most iconic truck of all time. Alfred Morris, his freshman year or rookie year, completely flatlined Brian Urlacher in the middle of Soldier Field in Chicago. Most known for his time with the Redskins, wore number 46, and he also has an iconic celebration. Anytime he scores, he has a fake baseball bat and he swings fences.
Brian Urlacher, side note, has been on the wrong end of a lot of trucks. You think of the
I feel like every linebacker, if you go back and dig into Ray Lewis archives, his ass has been ran over too a lot of times. It's just, dude, when you're a linebacker, you get caught in awkward situations that sometimes, and it happens. Luke Kuechly, he's been trucked multiple times. It happens, brother, unfortunately.
Well, you think of a middle linebacker, it's a lot like a shot blocker in the NBA. They're great shot blockers, but if you go to block enough shots, you're going to get dunked on.
Eventually.
But yeah, Brian Urlacher, the infamous picture of the bus running over him on the goal line.
Yeah.
For more. So he's been on the wrong end of a couple. Ward, if you get 0 points right here, we are tied going into
the next tied. We'll see, man. Depends how hard you made it on me.
No pressure. For 10 points, Ward, this guy was a 2nd-round pick in the 2014 NFL draft.
Ooh. It's a good one, Cam. 2014. Who got drafted in 2014? This is our freshman year of high school. I need another hint. I can't think of a guy.
Okay. No fun. For 9 points, Ward, this guy played for 3 different NFL franchises.
Okay. Drafted in 2014. Played for 3 franchises. Johnny Manziel.
No.
He only played for 1 franchise.
Not Johnny Manziel. For 8 points, Ward, this guy was a 5-time Pro Bowler over his career.
Brandon Sheriff.
No. 7 points, Ward, from 2015 to 2019 was this guy's 5 Pro Bowl seasons. So for 5 straight seasons, he was a Pro Bowler.
Okay. Drafted in 2014 in the 2nd round, 5-time Pro Bowler. Dude, there's so many people.
And you're not going to think of a dominant guy. You think Pro Bowls, you think probably dominant. I don't think dominant when I think this guy, even though he was a 5-time Pro Bowler in 5 seasons.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of somebody that – this is a tough one, man. Trying to think of some linebackers that were Josh Norman.
No, that's a good guess, but no. This will narrow it down for you, Ward. In his career, he totaled 713 receptions for 7,900 yards and 38 touchdowns.
Okay. 2014. Sammy Watkins.
No, I do like that guess, though. Ward, for 5 points this guy retired with the New Orleans Saints after the 2022 season?
God, man. Somebody's yelling at me in the comments right now.
This is a tough one.
It's not God, what's his name, man? Jimmy Graham.
No, it is not Jimmy Graham. Good guess. For 4 points, this guy wore number 14, number 80, and number 5 in his career. 3 jersey numbers.
I don't know, man. Who retired for the Saints? Wide receiver. I don't know.
Also, like, had a lot of hype coming into this contract when he gets to the Saints and just totally fell off the face of the earth.
Obviously, it's not Michael Thomas. It's not Jimmy Graham. I don't know who else. Not Taysom. Well, Taysom Hill's not a wide receiver.
Depends who you ask.
Huh?
It depends who you ask if Taysom Hill's a wide receiver.
I don't know, dude. I need another hint.
Okay. This guy for 3 points was drafted by the Dolphins. He played for the Browns and the Saints.
Oh my goodness. Oh, went to LSU.
That's your next hint.
Went to LSU. I know exactly who you're talking about. Him and Odell played together in the Browns. I can't remember his freaking name off the top of my head. He wore 14 for the. I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name. God, he has an afro. I can't remember his name. I know exactly. He has a flat top actually. It starts with a J.
It does.
I can't remember his name, Cam. I know exactly who you're talking about, though.
Well, we'll say for 2 points, I guess. You were correct. He went to LSU.
I know exactly who it is. He sucks on the Saints. I cannot make. He was really good for the Dolphins.
Okay.
He was shit with Baker Mayfield. I can't remember his name though. So.
Nickname for 2 points. Nickname is Juice.
Juice. I know Jarvis Landry. There.
Jarvis Landry for 2 points. There you go, Ward.
Okay.
You were on the right trail for a while.
Cam, I think you got to give me 3 points on that one.
Well, you got to remember the guy's name.
Yeah, that's true. I did tell you everything about him. I couldn't remember his name though. I even told you his nickname before you.
I'll tell you what. We'll give you 2.5.
There you go.
You're at 31.5 points now.
There we go.
31.5 to 29 going into.
I don't know how I couldn't remember. I knew his nickname and everything. I just couldn't remember his name. But yeah. That was a good one, Cam. That was a really good one.
People forget that he went to the Saints there towards the back end, man.
Yeah.
Ward, as we move into it, we got one golf thing. So if you don't like golf, mute us for about 30 seconds. But tell us about Xander Schauffele, man.
Dude, Xander Schauffele won. I don't know if anybody saw this, ladies and gentlemen. Xander Schauffele won his second major in the last 2 months. We were talking a little bit about the British Open this weekend. I did not watch any of it. Get mad at me if you want. They teed off every morning at like 4 a.m. because over there it's 5 hours ahead of us. And I usually every Sunday afternoon I always watch the end of golf, and I got a notification at like 1 o'clock. Xander Schauffele had won the Open. I was like, well, shit, I missed it. But yeah, Schauffele, he's American too, which you love to see. And second major in 2 months. So good for him.
Yep. A guy that if you remember 2 months ago before his first win in a major, you talked about this guy as like the guy that just couldn't get over the hump. He's always going to finish in the top 5 at a major, but he probably won't win it.
Yeah.
To win 2 in 2 months. Awesome for Xander. Glad he finally got that monkey off his back.
Yeah.
But again, not a huge golf podcast, so we move. Colby G, real quick on golf. You asked for Colby G's picks last week, and I think this may have been his worst betting week on golf and maybe the history of his career. So,
hey, real quick while we're on golf, Cam, did you see the Trump and DeChambeau golf thing?
I'm about halfway through the video. How cool! And we talked about this last week.
Trump is good, dude. Like, he talks about him winning this club championships or all these club championships. And I'm like, all right, you own the golf course. Of course, you're going to be the club champion. No, Trump's legit, dude. Trump's good. Goofy swing, goofy putting, but he consistently strikes the ball. He is he shot 2 over or 1 over or something crazy.
I don't know.
I know they partnered together, but if they were to play his shots, I know he had a couple birdies. Trump's good, dude.
Yeah, he had a couple shots inside of Bryson to the pin.
Yeah.
Like
They
Bryson
played
and
a
DeChambeau.
lot of Trump shots.
Yeah, they did. And that it's a good video if you haven't watched it. Trump is Trump. Like they're like if you're looking for like a behind the scenes with Trump, it's not. It's the same guy that you see in the news and
Yeah.
everything. He's so himself. But Bryson, like we talked about last week, like YouTube golf has given a lot of these guys a chance to show you what they look like outside of the highest form of competition.
Yep.
And it's made them a lot more likable.
Yep.
Ward, as we move on, this might be the biggest story in sports in the nation right now. We talked about it a little bit. I talked about it for 2 hours on the phone with James Fry yesterday. I talked about it with some of my buddies here, a lot of my Independence rivals from high schools who we're now friends. The top 10 list, Ward, for the most dominant North Carolina high school football programs over the past 20 years, so dating back to 2004, came out. Would you like me to read the top 10 list and we just go?
I have it. Yeah, read it for people listening. I just pulled it up on my phone though.
Okay, so again, most dominant programs in North Carolina over the last 20 seasons, just football. At number 1, we've got Charlotte Catholic. At number 2, we've got the Butler Bulldogs, my alma mater. At 3, we've got Shelby High School. At 4, Mallard Creek. 5, Reedsville. 6, Dudley. Tied for 6th with Dudley is Independence. 8, Tarboro. 9, Weddington. 10, Wake Forest. Ward. I know you've got some gripes about the Wake Forest spot at 10, so the floor is yours. Tell me who you guys should be over and why. And yeah, just let me know what you think.
I'll go ahead and start off. I think obviously I'm biased, but I think we should be at the top of this list. And I will tell you why. Obviously we're out of the East. You know, I know it's over 20 years, so it's kind of interesting to do this. I know not Shelby, but Independence went on a streak where they won like 10 in a row. But I know Wake Forest went to the state championship 2014, lost to Butler, or 2013 maybe it was, but lost to Butler. No, 2012 lost to Butler. 2014 lost to Mallard Creek, and then obviously we went 2016 or 2017, 18, 19. But you got to look, Cam. The way I look at it is that 3-year span. Like I said, it is over 20 years, so. I'm just talking from 2012 and up. From 2014 to 2019, Wake Forest lost 2 football games. And they lost 1 football game to Mallard Creek in the state championship. And then they lost 1 football game to Page High School out of Greensboro, who went to the state championship. And they got beat. I don't know who they got beat by. I can't remember. But that was 2016. But Cam, so from 2014 to 2019, we lost 2 games. From the years of 2016 to 2019, Wake Forest High School won 45 games in a row. We were the number 1 rated public high school football team, not in the state of North Carolina, in the country for 2 years straight. We gave up, I think the stat that says it all. Like, yeah, everybody says, oh, the East is weak, da-da-da-da-da. In 3 years, we gave up 7 total points against the best team in the West in the 3 state championships. We beat Page, who was out of the West, 29-0. Goose-egged them. They didn't score on us. We played Mallard Creek, who is the Alabama of the West, beat them 21-0. They didn't score on us. And then the next year, we played Vance, and Vance, we only allowed 7 points to Vance, and we beat them. So that's one thing. Looking at a few of the guys that have come out of Wake Forest High School, obviously we had Dexter Lawrence. He's a first-team All-Pro for the New York Giants now. We had Bryce Love, who was a Heisman runner-up in 2016 and he lost that one to, who did he lose that Heisman to?
Baker, right?
Was it Baker? Yeah, Baker Mayfield. We had him lost that to Baker he had lost to Baker Mayfield. Out of the 22 starters on my team's senior year, 19 out of 22 of those players went on to play college football. 8 of that 19 played Division I college football, and 1 of those people went to the NFL. You think about looking back at our conference, we played Two people from our rival school that we played are now in the NFL. We played against trying to think, I can't remember how many people out of our league went or out of our conference went to the league now. But every school that we played had a major Division I player in our conference. Every school we played had a major 4 or 5 star player that went and played big time Division I football. And last but not least, we competed at the highest level of football in the state of North Carolina at 4AA, and we were completely dominant from the years of 2014 till 2019. After 2019, we haven't won a state championship. Since then, 2020, we went to the Eastern Conference Final. 2021, we went to the 3rd round. 2022, we went to the 3rd round. And 2023, they got beat in the 2nd round. So, yeah, that's my case and why I think that Wake Forest is the best school. I'm biased, but and I know I'm missing a lot of facts, but yeah, that's my case for that.
I have no argument for those 5 years that Wake Forest was the most dominant program in North Carolina. No argument. The only argument I see is that your entire argument was for 25% of this list's lifespan. You know what I mean?
Valid point.
As dominant as you guys were, like you said, dude, Independence rattled off 9 or 10 straight state championships.
If it was over, I think if this list was over the last 10 years, it could be a different conversation. But since, like I mentioned at the beginning of my argument, like I mentioned, like it is over 20 years. 20 years is a long time. So
yeah. But I agree. I think you guys should be higher. I would put you guys over Tarboro for sure. Reidsville probably. I think, if you're talking 20 years, the 5-6 range feels right. I think low-key Butler might be a little bit too high. I mean,
how many of y'all won?
We won 3 in that period. 3 state championships in that period.
This is which is crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So
how many did y'all go
to? 3 for 3.
Wow. Well, we went to 5, and y'all are somehow ranked above us. That's absolutely insane. But yeah.
I don't know what the scoring metric, like all these have numbers, like they went by a point system. So I assume state championships were the most, maybe state runner-ups, and then I don't know if they took college players into account or wins.
Yeah, I would like to see the metrics behind this.
I will try to find that after we get through with this segment. But like, do you think Charlotte Catholic, to me, I get it. Like they won so much, but they're in 2A, 2AA. Like, give me a break. You know what I mean? Like that's not a very high level of football. Yeah. I think, me personally, I think the Fighting G Hartgroves have a case for number 1. I think Shelby has a terrific case to be number 1. I think if Independence was like from our sophomore year of high school to probably 2 years ago, Independence was one of the worst teams in Charlotte. Like point blank period. They're not a good football program. They're finally starting to pick it back up. If they were making the playoffs those years, they're probably number 1. So I don't know. A lot of Charlotte teams on this list, you do notice. A lot of Western teams on this list. Weddington's at 9. Like you can make a case for them being in 6, 7, 8 range.
Yeah.
I do think Wake Forest needs to be higher though.
I mean, if they have Butler at 2, dude, and you guys went to 3 state championships in the last 25 years, we went to 5 and won 3. I don't know how that logic makes sense to me, but
let me Ward, you take over Hassan Reddick and Aaron Rodgers, and okay. I'm going to get in. I'm going to see how they scored this real quick.
Yeah, I will say my battery is. I am on Cam. I got to go grab my charger. My battery is on 6%. So okay. Let me run through this really quick, and then I'm going to need you to pull this up, or need you to carry for like 30 seconds. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, anybody who's been watching ESPN anytime the last couple of days, Aaron Rodgers is missing mandatory camp or training camp. He is off on some excursion somewhere doing whatever Aaron Rodgers does. I can't remember the exact country he's in, but Aaron Rodgers is out somewhere. The one that does not make a lot of sense to me, Hassan Reddick. I don't know if anybody has seen this. Hassan Reddick is also sitting out of camp with the New York Jets. Remember, Hassan Reddick was on the Eagles last year, got traded to the Jets. The Jets have not paid him yet. This guy's not played a down for the Jets. And I understand, he wants to get paid. But I understand also if you've proven yourself with the team while you're sitting out. Hassan Reddick has not played a down for this team yet, Cam. So I don't really know how to feel about that. Obviously, this is the way that players get paid now, but I don't know. That's that. Cam, if you don't mind going over Jordan Love and CeeDee Lamb, I need to grab my charger so we don't lose this.
Yeah, I got you. Real quick on Hassan Reddick, I agree. Hassan Reddick, you haven't played it down. Like, you get into a new locker room, probably need to respect those guys. Maybe make an effort, regardless of your contract situation, if you want to not look like a black sheep in the locker room and kind of, Aaron Rodgers. I feel the same way about Aaron Rodgers. You're supposed to be the leader of this football team, and you're missing camp. Like, how are guys supposed to walk into a locker room and respect a guy who didn't play last year? He played 3 snaps, and you're going to miss mandatory mini camp, note you, to go travel. It doesn't make sense to me. Another thing on this that we've seen was Shaq Leonard, who 2-time All-Pro, 2-time Super Bowl champ, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, goes to the Dolphins. Dolphins need a ton of help on the defensive line, especially with pass rush, losing Christian Wilkins. Obviously, he's an interior guy, Shaq Leonard, exterior guy, but you still got to get the pass rush. He signs a very lucrative deal with the Miami Dolphins. And a couple days ago, once his guaranteed money hits, he announces that he's going to retire. So he's left the Dolphins where they have to eat his signing bonus and his guaranteed money, and he's not going to play for them this year. So just another way that, kind of a scumbag move. I get it. Like, you got to get as much money as you can. But to put a team in that situation is kind of scumbag move to me.
I'm so sorry, brother.
There you go. We saw this with the Steelers. Vince Williams, to a lesser degree, signed a 2-year, $8 million deal a few years ago. He went to one day in Latrobe for mandatory minicamp and said, that's all I got. I'm done. So Steelers had to eat $8 million for Vince Williams retiring. Ward.
What I missed, Cam?
I was just going into Hassan Reddick, Aaron Rodgers. Shaq Leonard retired. I don't know if you saw this. He got his guaranteed money.
Wow.
Yeah, he got his guaranteed money from the Dolphins and then retired. So
wow, I did not see that.
Ward, I do have our scoring metric here for the Max Preps.
Yeah, what is it?
So their methodology is for top 25 finishes in the Max Preps state computer rankings. So you get 25 points if you end number 1, 24 points if you end number 2, 23 if you end number 3, and so on. So if you're 25, you get 1 point. If you get a top 25 finish in the Max Preps national computer rankings, you get 50 points for number 1, 49 points for number 2, 48 points for number 3, and so on. You get 20 points for state championships and 10 points for runner-ups. So real quick, adding this, Butler had 441 points. Catholic was way ahead of the pack with 471 points.
They're what, 2A, 3A?
2A. Well, now they're 4A, but they won a couple in 2AA, a couple in 3A, 1 in 4 single A. So they've been all over. It's weird that you get to pick when you're a private school.
Yeah,
you get
bro.
To pick
that's how there's a school in here called Cardinal Gibbons. And they're a private school. They can recruit players, but they play against public schools. They went to states. They've honestly kind of been the dominant team in the East in 4AA the past few years. I think they've been to states 2 out of the last 3 years. They haven't won one yet, but yeah.
Real quick, I will read this. So, the Butler, 20 points for 09, 20 points for 10, 20 points for 12. They were in the state top 25 from 05 to 23 straight. Every year they've been in the top 25 of the state. And then they were nationally ranked in 09 and 12. Real quick, looking at Wake Forest, 20 points for 16, 20 for 17, 20 for 18. They got 10 points for 10 as runner-ups, 10 points for 13 as runner-ups, 10 points for 2014. And then never been nationally ranked according to Max Preps.
We were the number 1 ranked public school in the country for 24 months in a row.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Old Max Preps. It was us, and there was a school in Florida that was number 2. What the hell are they talking about?
I don't know. I'm just reading what Max Prep says. 07, 08, 09, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 2022. You guys were ranked in the state top 25. So I don't know. I also thought you guys were number one in the nationally, so I don't know where that came from.
I need to find this article and post it on here. Yeah. But
side note, of the whole top 25, the Butler Bulldogs are the only team that were nationally ranked on this list, which also doesn't make sense because Mallard Creek was nationally ranked.
I'm guessing that somebody from Butler High School probably made that list.
Let's see. Let's see who wrote this. Thomas Frey. Let's see where Thomas Frey went to Myers Park.
Interesting.
Says it on his bio. So I don't know. That seems off to me now that we've kind of deep dive, because I recall Mallard Creek being nationally ranked for at least 2 years of our high school career.
Yeah.
I don't know. But like I said, I didn't think Butler should be number 2, and I went to Butler. So Ward, we talked Aaron Rodgers, we talked to Son Riddick. Tell us about Jordan Love. It sounds like
it sounds like Jordan Love's about to be the highest paid quarterback in the history of the NFL. You know, we always talk about quarterbacks resetting the market. I made a Brock Purdy case. I think there was a case out there about who else did we make a case about, Cam?
Trevor Lawrence was supposed to. He just did.
Yeah, we made a case about Trevor Lawrence. I think even CJ Stroud was mentioned at one point. But you got to see what people are willing to pay for good quarterbacks, man. I think Jordan Love went 38-10 last year, 38 touchdowns, 10 interceptions.
I do not know.
I think it was something like that. He had a really good year. QBR, he was up there. But anyway, man, yeah, according to Ian Rappaport, they are close to coming to an agreement, and he is going to make a lot of money. So
yeah, and respect to Jordan Love, because you think about the story. He goes 30 overall to the Packers out of Utah State. He really wasn't widely regarded as a first-round pick. They kind of reached on him. Aaron Rodgers is pissed because he wanted a playmaker. And they go get Jordan Love. He sits for 2 years. All you hear for those 2 years is how bad he's been in camp and how they have to keep Aaron Rodgers because he's not good.
Yeah.
And then he comes out, and he was awesome last year. Like a really good quarterback, especially towards the back half. And you watch him, you see some of the movements, and you go, man, that looks a lot like Aaron Rodgers, the way he throws the football. So Jordan Love, man, all the respect to a guy that can go one of the most historic dynasties or franchises in NFL history, one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history, and then you step right in and you guys don't really take a step back. Jordan Love, man, all the respect in the world, and he deserves to get that money.
Yeah. Well, Kim, sorry, man, off task. Here's a stat right here from 2009 to 2021. Reggie Lucas, our head coach, has a record of 131-15.
That's nuts.
So yeah, that list is bullshit. You got to think 2019 to 2021, that's 12 years. That's 12 out of 20 years. And he's lost 15 games. But.
That's nuts. I mean, we do need to.
All right, off topic, but I was trying to find that article and
And I will say one of my favorite things to do with you and Fry, especially, is like the School of the Deaf and Blind in the first round of the playoffs and all that stuff. Everybody plays cupcakes. Like, let's be honest. Like, everybody. So I had to tell that to Fry yesterday. I was making fun of Fry. He was going on the same rant you went on, which is deserved. You guys, again, for 5 years, were the best program in North Carolina.
We did play cupcakes to start. We played the first 2 rounds. We played shit teams. But when you're the number 1 overall seed when you're the number 1 overall seed, you're going to play the shit teams to start.
True. I will say, junior year, Butler High School, number 1 seed, and we played a team that was 9-4 in the first round of the playoffs. But
hey, and we also played the team that we shut the team out junior year that beat everybody in the West.
Very true. That also happened.
29-0.
29-0. That team, I was talking to Fry about this. That Page team might have been one of the worst teams to ever make it to a state championship game.
I don't know, dude. They had a Division I quarterback. They had a Division I running back. They had 2 Division I starting offensive linemen. One started at NC State. The other started at Carolina. You look at offense, dude. That's pretty good offense. They had a linebacker, a 4-star linebacker that committed to NC State. I can't remember his name.
Didn't they have a 5-star wideout that went to Clemson?
That was not the year they went to States. That was the year before.
Okay, gotcha. Only reason I say that is
really
because
good. I can't remember his name, but
only reason I say that is because we went to Page. It was not junior year. It wasn't the year they went to the States. I think it was the year before. But we went to Page week 2 and beat them like 45-20. And I was like, dude, this. And then they made it to the state championship the next year. I was like, this team is not good.
Yeah, that was the sophomore years when they had that wide receiver that was really good.
Look at us, man, reminiscing on the past. I would have won a state championship if Coach would have put me. I'd be in the league right now. No. But Ward, we talked Jordan Love, CeeDee Lamb also holding out of camp, looking for a new contract. It came out today. The Bengals said that they don't think Jamar Chase and them are going to get a new contract done this season.
Wow, I didn't see that.
A lot of moving parts. We've got another troubled wideout in San Francisco that we've been talking about for months.
Well, he reported to camp, so I think we can scratch that. I think he's finally just letting bygones be bygones because nobody wanted to trade for him. We wouldn't trade for him.
Well, that price tag was entire. Like I saw the price tag for last week. They said it was like
close to $30 million a year.
Well, it's $30 million a year for the contract, and then they also wanted a first-round pick and Alex Highsmith on top of it. And it's like that is for a guy that you have to pay. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no.
But CeeDee Lamb not reporting to camp. He's already on his second deal. He's due to make $18 million this year.
CeeDee Lamb wants Justin Jefferson money, but unfortunately, he is not Justin Jefferson. You're not going to get that kind of money, dude.
And they've got so much money going out.
Yeah, you'll think they got to pay Dak Prescott. They're not going to get rid of Dak. Dak's another person they got to pay. I mean, Michael Gallup just retired. I don't know if you can have his. I don't know what he was making, but Micah Parsons is arguably the best player in football. You're gonna have to pay him whatever the hell he wants. You can give him a blank check. They're not gonna let him walk. So
so we'll see. Usually more times than not, it feels like these things get resolved fairly quickly.
Yeah, the Eagles can sign Michael Parsons and CeeDee Lamb somehow, and somehow they can pay them both.
Oh, and they'll still be $20 million under the cap.
Don't get me started.
Team USA, we talked about it. Evan Mobley Ward got paid 5 years, $224 million. That's nuts. A guy who very limited offensively right now at this point in his career. Really good defender. I think he's second in defensive player of the voting 2 years ago. But to see guys like this getting $224 million over 5 years almost makes you sick because it's like, you think of some of the guys, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain never even sniffed close to that amount of money. This guy's going to make it over 5 years when he's maybe the second best center on his team.
Yeah.
So,
I don't have much to say on that. He got paid. I think it just shows how much more NBA players make than NFL football players, which is insane. But
we need to do another round of does Evan Mobley make more than this guy?
Does Evan Mobley make in this contract? Will Evan Mobley make more than Tom Brady career football earnings? Probably.
We might have to bring that up next week. Real quick, Ward, Russell Westbrook, his second stint in Utah.
He got going to Denver.
Well, he got traded to Utah again. This happened last season, and they immediately cut him. They bought him out, and now he's going to the Nuggets. I'd hate this fit, to be honest with you.
Why would they trade for a player and then pay him out and cut him?
To get draft picks.
Oh.
So the Clippers attached draft picks to get rid of the contract.
Wow.
The Jazz are so far under the
Clippers are completely falling apart.
Yeah, I mean.
What's next for Kawhi? Is Kawhi bouncing too?
I mean, you got to think of the trade line or the trade deadline. If Kawhi's healthy, he's getting dealt because they've got to get these assets back. Like you can't tank right now because Oklahoma City has your pick, so there's no incentive to tank.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Steve Ballmer just bought a new building, a new arena in Los Angeles, and he's gonna have to pay for that somehow. And when you look at this roster, they ain't selling out any home games. I promise you that.
No, dude.
So when you're the B team in Los Angeles, you got to be really good, and they're not really good right now. But yeah, Ward, UFC 304 this weekend. We'll do this. We got Pet Peeve of the Week, and then we'll get out of here. I know we got a hard stop in about 9 minutes. So real quick, we'll go through the top 3 fights on the card because those are the only fights that I know both fighters, to be completely honest with you. Main event of the evening, Leon Edwards, the champion at 170, takes on Bilal Muhammad, who they've already fought. It was a no contest due to an eye poke.
Yeah, and Leon was wiping the floor with him before the eye poke. So
he was. Leon Edwards is a minus 258 favorite over Bilal Muhammad. So, Ward, who do you think wins? How do they win? And what kind of fight do you think we get?
I think it's going to be very similar to the first fight, except for no eye poke. I think Leon Edwards is going to drag him to decision and take him 5-0.
Okay.
Maybe 4-1, but yeah. I mean, below the way Leon Edwards has looked in his last 2 fights, after he out wrestles Colby, after he puts on a show against Usman in their third fight, technically. I don't see this guy get beat, man. So yeah, I have Leon Edwards winning by decision. I don't think it'll be a finish, but yeah.
I'm gonna go Leon by knockout, and I'm gonna go fairly. I'll go.
Has Bilal ever been knocked out?
I don't know. Don't care. And when you got a quote like "headshot dead," that means you knock guys out. So I'm gonna go Leon. Third round knockout. Did you see the video this week, Ward? He was running, and some guys at a basketball court waved him over. They threw him a ball to shoot.
Who, Bilal or
Leon?
Leon. He cannot shoot, can he?
Well, he kicked it like a soccer ball and from full court made it.
No.
Yes, I'll post it on the Instagram when we put this up, but it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
I've never seen that. They were fighting with each other backstage today.
I saw that. And Bilal called him some bad words to Tom Aspinall. I thought Tom Aspinall and Leon would be boys since they're both from England, and it didn't sound.
Yeah.
Well, Bilal's talking crap about Leon, and Tom just goes, "You said it, not me," and walks away. So, speaking of Tom Aspinall, he is a -375 favorite for the interim heavyweight championship of the world. He's fighting Curtis Blades, Ward, your guy.
Yep.
He's had quite the route to get an interim title fight, but here he is.
Yep.
One of the best wrestlers in the UFC currently, going against probably the heavyweight with the best boxing. So, who you got and why?
Cam, you go first. I'll go next.
I got Tom Aspinall. This is in England. I'm not a huge Curtis Blade fan. I'll say it. When Ward was hyping him up, and then he fought Derek Lewis, and we all watched it. That lost every ounce of like I had for Curtis Blades. So I'm going to go Tom Aspinall. And I think we're going to have an exciting fight, exciting card. I'm going to go knockout.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very exciting fight, but I also think it's going to be just like the fight in 1776, Cam. Give me USA. I'm riding with Curtis Blades. Curtis Blades has been on a tear lately. His last fight, he just knocked out an up-and-comer guy that had one loss that had beat everybody. He was supposed to jump Curtis Blades. I think this is Curtis Blades' last shot, and Tom Aspinall is really good, but I'm riding with Curtis, Cam. Give me Curtis Blades by it will end in knockout. Obviously, the heavyweights don't go to the decision, especially in 5 rounds. So give me Curtis catching him.
I'm going to say if Curtis wins, it's going to be ground and pound, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He's such a good wrestler. I think there's a world where Curtis just drags him to the ground and beats the dog, like just beats the brakes off of him.
Curtis gets a hold of him, yeah. That would be an interesting one to bet on. Curtis Blades over under takedowns. I wonder what it is. Maybe 3, 2.5.
Let's check it out. Maybe when we bring back when football comes back, we're going to bring back our picks of the week.
Yeah, so we haven't been doing that. I've been losing all my bets lately too. My little $5 bets.
Well, I stopped after March Madness, and I'm going to pick it back up for college football here. Ward, the last fight we'll cover, Bobby King Green, -118 favorite. First time Paddy Pimblett's been a dog in his UFC career.
Yeah.
Bobby Green looked awesome his last fight. It all comes down with Bobby Green. It's what Bobby Green are you going to get? Are you going to get the pissed off Bobby Green who's great, or the guy who's just looking for a paycheck who is not great? Paddy has not looked good his last 2 fights. I think Bobby Green wins this fight. They've been talking a lot. I think you get a pissed off Bobby Green, and I think he takes out Paddy Pimblett. And
I think Paddy's a fraud, brother. I'm also riding with Bobby. USA, but yeah, I think Bobby wipes the floor with Paddy. I think it's going to be a good fight, though. Actually, I can't say wipe the floor and say it's going to be a good fight. I think it will be a close fight, judges' scorecard. I just don't know how Paddy outstrikes Bobby on the feet because Bobby is a boxer. He's the definition of a boxer.
He's also a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
I also watched a quote this weekend where Bobby Green told Floyd Mayweather that he could kill him with his bare hands because Floyd Mayweather had Bobby Green to his gym. And Floyd's crew started talking trash to him. And Bobby Green said, I can kill any one of you mother effers at any time with my bare hands. And I'm like, okay, I am going to be on that guy's team. So Bobby Green, I got him winning. Have you seen that? I'll have to send that to you.
I haven't seen it.
It's kind of crazy. They start arguing, and he tells them all straight to his face that he could kill any one of them with his bare hands, which is kind of true,
Yeah. Yeah. Caroline took a video of me a few months back, and it's a joke, but it's also true. a guy who knows boxing, he can punch you in the face, Ward. But a guy who knows jiu-jitsu, he can kill you.
Yeah.
Like legit. So
hey, it's not gay.
It's not gay, it's jiu-jitsu.
There you go.
You want me to post that one for this episode too?
Sure.
Brian doing a nasty Kimura down there.
Bullshit. It didn't have me in nothing. You guys got me to call an elbow.
Right over top of the subway in our doorbell. But Ward, real quick, pet peeve of the week, and we'll get out of here. I've got a pretty big one. The EA servers are still down. We've been trying to get this Dynasty League off the ground for a week. We still can't log into it. I've tried to make a new one, still can't log into it. Logged on this morning, EA servers are still down.
You need to give EA a call and bless them out, Cam.
I don't know what's worse, though, Ward. We've had this. This is bad. But I don't think anything will ever be worse than remember when Spectrum last year had the ESPN outage, and it was right after kickoff?
Oh, my God. I forgot about that, dude. Yeah.
Dude, the Utah-Florida game kicked off. Florida-Utah kicked off on a Friday on week 0. Right after kickoff, it shuts off ESPN on Spectrum.
Stream East was damn rolling with the
Yes, it was.
And myself included. Well, cool, Cam. I'll give my pet peeve of the week, and then we'll get out of here. Everybody, thank you guys again for listening. But my pet peeve of the week, Cam, there is nothing worse than when you're going up, about to hit a monster drive. You're getting ready, getting your mind right, and then you accidentally knock the ball off the tee. There's absolutely nothing worse. I think that's probably the biggest pet peeve I've ever given. So I don't even know what to call it. Golf ball tee. When you knock the ball off the tee on accident, and then some idiot behind you that you're playing with goes, "That's a stroke."
That's one. That's one.
It pisses me off. But yeah, that's my pet peeve this week, Cam.
Can't retee that one. Can't retee that one.
Whatever time slot is, you might want to mark that. That'd be a good one to post there. So,
but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed episode 64. We truly appreciate each and every one of you who listened. Yep. You guys make this show go around. Ward, pleasure as always, my friend.
Pleasure as always, brother. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I hope you have a great rest of the day. I'll text you when I get this posted.
Yes, sir. Peace.